Hello, this is Sunil Sundaraj with njvarsity.rivals.com. I'm happy to welcome in River Dell High School football senior running back and linebacker Mike Mellett. Mike, thank you so much for taking some time out today to speak with me.
Thank you for having me.
Hey, congrats, Mike, on a great career in a Golden Hawks uniform there, and at River Dell High School. You've had some time now to just, sit back and think about your career there on the football field. Just wanted to ask you what thoughts you have. What comes first to your mind, Mike?
Past 4 years playing at Riverdale, it's been like pretty much an awesome atmosphere. Always great fans at every game, but besides this year,
Mhm.
great energy in the school when we were there. Just like an awesome experience.
Yeah, I mean, look, you couldn't have wrapped up on a better note. I mean, I know that it was this year with the COVID-19 pandemic, with the amount of games that you guys played, but to go 6-1, end up as the number one team, in North Jersey in Bergen County. I, I mean, for the senior class, I'm sure that you guys, are on top of the mountain. I mean, this is the ending, here. I know, of course, playing for a championship. I mean, you did win, it said I guess the division championship, but not being able to, head into the playoffs and then, you know, hey, you never know if you would have ended up at MetLife Stadium, but just if you can talk about that, Mike.
Yeah, it was a great 7 games we played. We went six and
Yeah.
one. Yeah, it was just like difficult. We had two really hard opponents scheduled for our last 2 games. That's when we got shut down.
Yeah.
But we were all ecstatic, like excited playing football together, just being with our boys.
Yeah. Uh, just going into the senior year, that again, it was unknown if you guys were going to have a football season, and then once you got that green light, I have to ask you for the seniors, and then even as a team, uh, I mean, how good of a feeling that was, knowing that you could be able to take the practice field and then play the game. I said play during the regular season as well, Mike.
Yeah, going through the off season, the off season was all on like us to work out on our own. We were working out, running hills by ourselves. So it was like, are we doing all this for nothing?
Yeah.
And then right when we got the green light to go, we were all fired up. Got a couple practices in and played Paramus week 1.
Yeah, so just talk about week one, man. It's just how good that felt, to just
Getting out on
take
the
the
field, we
field
were
and
ready to roll.
yeah.
We came out firing.
All right, week two. I mean, to get easier. I mean, taking on your arch rivals in Rampo High School. Playing on their home field. I mean, to be able to knock off, arguably, I mean, the number one team at their, end their undefeated winning streak at 27 games. Just walk me through leading up that week, leading up to game day, and then of course, game day itself, and then the result as we saw, Mike.
The year before I'll start, actually,
Yeah,
we played them, and we were Riverdale fashion coming back to try to beat them. We got
yeah,
down to the goal line, and we messed up a 2-point conversion
mhm,
to tie it up with
yeah,
like 2 minutes left to play.
yeah,
So that one really stuck with the seniors because we never saw them again that season. So then going through the all season, we all grinded, all had in the back of our mind that Ramapo's still undefeated.
mhm,
Play them week 2. We the week practice was definitely heavy, full contact. Um, and we were really beating each other up, but in a healthy way, just keeping us motivated to play them. Then we get to game time, and we kick it off, and they return it back.
yeah.
We go down 7-0. We're all like, "What the heck just happened?" But we all rebooted, stayed under control. Defense did their job, and then it was 21-7, I think, or
Yeah,
27 going into halftime. We were down 14,
mhm,
and coach just told us our way to beat them. Stuck
yeah,
to our plan. We all believed in them. Slowly, we score a touchdown. Walker rips the ball out of the running back's
yeah,
hands. Collins in the corner of the end zone. Hay hits him. They run a read option, I believe. Mess it up. Cochran falls on it. We just run the clock, run the
yeah,
clock, run the clock. A lot of fourth and third down we get. Just a
yeah,
ton of them, fourth and third down 1-yarders. Then we get down, I think it's fourth down. We get down to their goal line,
yeah,
and I run motion right. Fletcher sneaks to the back of the end zone. Hay drops it over to him. So now we're down 1.
Yeah.
We run our play. The cornerback blitzes off the edge. Covers seals him. I step inside and just floated over their heads to Fletcher again.
I mean, that was just remarkable. I mean, I've never seen a more dominant half, second half. I mean, what you guys were able to do in controlling the clock, as you said, and converting third and fourth down conversions. And I mean, those last 2 minutes were just spectacular, Mike. I mean, you could see the emotion, I mean, on the sidelines. And then, of course, with the families that were in attendance, from the River Dell side. But just, being able to drive down the field, set for the game-winning score, and then actually the tying score, and then the game-winning 2-point conversion. I mean, just what was it? Describe what was it like in the huddle, being part of that.
Yeah, after we started getting momentum pretty much right since the second half started, we started creeping our way there, and after the winning drive, I remember just like looking around the huddle, everyone's smiling like, yeah, we got this. Like, we're not getting stopped. Third down, fourth down, we're going through them. Well, big runs. Hay picks apart the defense, and just how it goes.
Yeah. I mean, when that final buzzer went off, I mean, they were driving down, trying, to, reclaim the lead, but, the defense held. And I mean, once that went off and you saw the coaches, players, I mean, I could see it, just the emotions and just the exuberation. I mean, what was that like for you guys knowing? Because this, when you talk about public school, high school rivalries, I mean, Rampart River Dell has been around for the longest. And, when you talk about the non-publics, I mean, this might be, one of the best in the state, Mike, but just, if you can talk about that.
Yeah. We only beat Riverdale my freshman year, and I wasn't on the field. That was at MetLife, we beat them.
Mm-hmm.
And the atmosphere for those seniors, the kids on that team, they were all going crazy.
Yeah.
And then sophomore year, we were in a tight one with them at their place.
Yeah.
They ended up beating us in their end zone.
Mm-hmm.
Then we played them again in the States, and they beat us again.
Yeah.
So, oh, God, here it goes again. In my junior year, it was me. That was my brother's senior year. And I was like, we gotta win this year. Lost again. I was like, everyone beat. And I was that all season. I was like, we have to beat them. I'm not losing to these guys 4 years or 4 games or whatever it was in a row.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of us believed in it, and that's how it went.
Arguably, Mike, you guys could have gone undefeated this year. I mean, you had a tough loss at home, it could have gone south for you guys, but you guys were able to bounce back and finish out, as said again, on a strong note. Just talk about the last, the last couple of games, and again, you had that incredible performance against Northern Highlands. I mean, it was a defensive battle, but still being able to come out on top 7-3. But just talk about again those stretch of games, even after the loss at home.
Yeah, we never really gave enough credit to the box, like Brendan Walker, Ethan Cover, Brett Tomaso, Matt Tyvis. Those were during practice, those were the best guys we saw.
Yeah.
I didn't think I saw any better linebackers than any of them, no better defensive tackles. So we were getting the best look in practice.
Mm-hmm.
So when we were playing Highlands, offense was struggling. We ended up beating them 7-3.
Yeah.
But our defense was lights out. The only time they kicked the field goal, we gave them the ball on the 50. So they drove it a little bit. Couple goal line stands, big plays by the defense. And then we played Pascack Valley, and it was the same story. Yeah. Really no offense to the third. Defense stayed strong, having turnovers. And we actually hit our tight end, Ronan Albert, for a touchdown to get us 7-0. 7-2, actually. Yeah. We took a safety at the end.
I mean, those last 2 games, 5 points that his defense allowed. I mean, that was incredible. That was, talking about again, just having a smothering type of effort and being able to lock down. I mean, it doesn't get any better than that, Mike.
No, yeah. On the offense, we were like, oh my God, we only have to put up 7 points and win. It was great having such a great defense.
Now, in that Highlands game, I think you caught the game-winning touchdown. Is that correct? You had the touchdown. That was one of the best catches I've seen. I said you were backpedaling into the end zone, to me. I mean, there's Christian, he lofts, that, TD pass. Can you just talk about that play?
Yeah, it was fourth down. We were on the 28, 30-ish, right
Yeah.
around there. And I got out of man coverage, and I was just one-on-one with him. Hey, trust me, and just threw a dime to me in the
Yeah.
corner of the end zone.
I mean, look, you talk about this team again, 6-1. New Jersey Football Super Conference Red Division champs. Talk about the personal accolades, Mike. First team All Division, All County, Patriot Red Super Bowl Football Conference. But then you talk about. I was looking here. I was jotting down my notes. 8 other players who earned, honors as well. I mean, for you guys to be able to, be recognized, for those achievements, what did that mean to you, personally, and then of course to the rest of the team and those
Yeah, for
guys?
me, it
Yeah.
meant a lot because my older brother got first team All County, so
Okay.
I had to get it. I couldn't let him get that, not me.
Yeah.
But it just shows all the hard work we did this all season, running hills, coaches busting us at 6 a.m., 5:30, getting there, running track. It just like shows all the hard work and how hard we worked during practice to like get where we wanted to be.
Yeah. You talk about playing with your brother. It doesn't get any more special than that, Mike. What was that like, for you, to sit in the family as well?
No, yeah, that was my junior year. It was
Okay.
awesome.
Yeah.
And that was like, yeah, I really wanted to win that year. That was like very special to me, but we fell short.
Yeah. I had to ask you, of course, about head coach DJ Nymphius, as well as a couple other coaches. I mean, Eric Morgan, John Puka, Mike Alano. What did if you can just start with head coach DJ Nymphius, what he's meant to you in your development, your progress here in the past 4 years, Mike.
Coach Niffies, he was a great guy. Helped me out tremendously through school. Like anything you need inside or outside football, he was there for us, helping out every kid on the team. Through football, he's a great guy, great coach. He like helps. He's just like crazy, I guess. Like
Yeah.
football is like the best thing for him. I feel like
Mhm.
nothing else. Like I can't put him like next to any other coach that I know that puts as much hard work as he does into it, because no one works as hard as him, I believe. He's
Yeah.
crazily like addicted to football, it seems like.
I had to ask you because there are 2 of the coaches. I think it's Coach Morgan and Coach Buka that actually played, of course, attended and played on the football team. They were team captains. How important that to you guys? That knowing that these guys played, they've set the table. They as far as the legacy there at River Dell, and then be able to play under them. What did that mean to you, especially to this group that graduated just recently and have been here the past 4 years?
Yeah, we actually had another coach, Coach
Okay.
Alston Berninger. He
Okay.
played on the same team as Coach Bucka.
Okay.
So they were in my older sister's grade, and I grew up
Okay.
watching them play. So I was like, oh my God, I want to be like them one day when I was younger. And
Yeah.
then getting coached by them was awesome. So it was like they showed us the way, I guess, kind of,
Yeah.
for me.
I wanted to ask you, I said, well, playing, it's not easy being a two-way player, especially in high school football. I wanted to ask you running back and linebacker, but let's start with being a running back. Just again, the job the offensive line does, then you have to be in sync, of course, with your quarterback. I said Christian Hay this year, and wanted to even ask you in a little bit about the quarterbacks, they have come through this system at Riverdale. And if you can, I guess just talk about the running back position first, Mike.
Yeah, as a running back, both quarterbacks I really gelled really well with. Like those are my best friends, Jesse Anderson, Christian. So like
Mhm.
either or who's under center,
Yeah.
we both had a great connection. We all like knew each other very well, spent a lot of time together. So we all gelled really well. And then we had Will Fletcher with us.
Yeah.
So we had a great time in offensive Indy when we were together.
That's great. That's great. And then, of course, we can talk about defense as well, Mike.
Yeah, with Corona going, like Corona started it, so
Yeah.
coach really wanted to limit guys to one way. So I didn't
Okay.
really play much
Okay.
on defense, but I
Okay.
gave scout looks and stuff.
Okay.
So yeah.
All right. That sounds good. I want to ask you about your training. I've asked a number of players, and they say, look, even if you end in November, December, you're back in the weight room. You're It's 24/7, 365. Want to ask you every year, because like now we've seen the last couple of years what you were able to do on the field, and the numbers definitely reflected that. What was your training like here the past 4 years?
From
So
junior year to senior year, we lost to Parsippany Hills in the semifinals,
mhm,
and we got 2 weeks off, and then we were back into 6 a.m. lifts,
okay,
like three times a week or something like that,
okay,
and then gradually picked it up more towards the season.
okay. But like
And
personally for you, like what anything that you did like on the side, whether it was weightlifting or track or something that you were able to incorporate into your game as well, Mike.
yeah, I would run a lot. Like I would run like probably like during prime Corona, I'd run like probably like 35 miles a week.
Oh,
I'd run
okay.
like 5 miles a day, pretty much. Just run it all the way to Oradell and then run
Okay.
it all the way back to my house.
Okay.
Just run as far as I could and then come back.
Yeah.
A lot of jump roping, and I also like stretched a lot because
Okay.
I just like to stretch my body out, stay healthy.
Yeah, that's a great point because I don't think this is brought up enough, Mike. Is that being flexible, having that agility, and then another thing is I probably should ask more players. Also, your nutrition, plays a pivotal role. Also, as well. Just trying to stay healthy. You know that every year, I mean, every week, taking that pounding and like just trying to get your body, both mentally and physically prepared to play another week, Mike.
Yeah, this year was especially different because usually after games we would go to Saturday yoga. We would have coach Varge, our yoga teacher, would come in
Okay.
and we would all do yoga with her.
Okay.
But this year we weren't able to do it because we couldn't go into school.
Yeah.
So we would actually have practice the next day. But it would be a light practice. We would keep on moving, stretching the body out pretty much.
Mhm, mhm.
But that was different.
How strange was it? I mean, only family in the stands, no fans. I mean,
Yeah.
unlike other years where you had I mean, just crazy atmospheres at game. But what was that like for you and the rest of the team and the coaching staff?
Yeah, it was definitely different, but like coach told us early on in the season, like you guys are playing for each other, like in this huddle, like that should be enough. And for us, I believe that was enough for us to be motivated, like for
Yeah.
the guys next to us.
I wanted to, I jotted down a bunch of names here, and I just thought you wanted to comment, just make a comment or two on them. I mean, I think of Dave Fletcher, Mike Sirico, Gillies, excuse me, Matt Frugian, and then even going back to the 2017 season, you had Dave Estevez, and then of course Jack Racine on the team. I mean, just some of these guys that have played on these Riverdale Golden Hawks teams. I mean, what just comes to your mind, when I mention those names, Mike?
Yeah, like, back to my freshman year, that was when Dave was a senior,
Yeah.
Dave Estes, and he was just
Mhm.
like he was like magical. Like we were like,
Yeah.
he's probably one of the greatest players we all saw on a public football field.
Yeah.
And yeah, he was real good, and he just won. He was a winner, I guess.
Yeah.
And then Dave Fletcher and Matt Frungian, that was when I was a sophomore, so I kind of like shadowed those kids and like followed them
Okay.
around practice, and I was like their backups. Sirico is like a brother to me. Like he's been my brother's best friend since preschool. So
Yeah.
like
Okay.
I
Okay.
grew up my whole life with him. So like playing my junior year, like all three of us really wanted to win together.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Okay. I again remote learning this year. I'm sure you and I said the rest of. I mean, miss being in school and around. I mean, I said there's nothing like it during school. I'm sure that you can attest to like previous years, walking the hallways and like leading up to game week, and knowing how much you guys were able to accomplish on the football field. But I wanted to ask you, even in spite of these times, the support from students, athletic director Dennis Nelson, the administration there at River Dell High School, Mike.
Yeah, it was definitely different, but through Riverdale, the support was still there.
Yeah,
Like before, after games, teachers emailing me like congratulations, like
yeah,
sending me all like things. Students, like every student would like, I guess like watch it on the computer. Everyone was watching our games, and like texting us after, trying to meet up with us, even though it was COVID. So like we really weren't going out.
yeah.
But It was cool, I guess. Still,
Yeah. All right. I have to ask you this because there are two towns involved, Oradell and River Edge. So, which town are you from?
I'm from River Edge.
River Edge. Okay. So I wanted to ask you, what is that component like? As far as the towns and then the support. But I'm sure that kids from different towns. You see the guys. I mean, they get along very well, and it just everybody comes together as one. Said for that school, Mike.
No, yeah, we do come along as one,
Yeah.
but there's definitely there's some fun going around during off season
Okay.
about how River Edge kids only work hard, all the way the kids
Okay.
get stuff. So River Edge kids usually bring out better athletes.
Okay. What do you just talk to me about, playing the home games there? Just what, again, this year was different, but the previous 3 years, what, the
Yeah,
fans
usually
and everybody, the marching band, it was just a really neat environment, just like, just the way, and very festive how people were like, you really could feel, sense that energy, said in previous years, Mike.
no, yeah, definitely. We have the Hawk Walk. It's the path leading
Okay.
down to the field,
Yeah.
and usually that's like packed with young kids playing football.
Yeah.
Everyone's standing there waiting up for us to walk down.
Hmm.
But this year was different.
Yeah.
No one was on it.
I
It was
know.
just a silent walk. And then we really took it out because we weren't allowed to go in the school. So we were behind the football field for halftime and pregame.
Yeah.
So we would get there super early and put our stuff down and use that as like a locker room. And then I snuck on the field through the back.
Oh, okay. As we know, Mike, it's just not about athletics; it's academics as well. Being a student athlete is, again, it's time. It's challenging. It's time consuming. You have to be really dedicated to it, and be organized. Can you just talk about like being able to hold those two areas down and just balance it out?
No, yeah, that's what Riverdale does great. All the teachers want to see us succeed on the academic, like in the academics and on the athletic field. So they're there giving us extra help before, after school, during the lunch, even like reading over our things, making sure we sound like pretty well.
Yeah.
So like everyone does their part.
So I had to ask you, how's the college, search process going for you right now? And just if you want to, let everyone know out there, what the latest is with that.
Yeah, I'm like on the fence both ways. Like I don't know what I want to do yet.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I don't know, it'll be a surprise to everyone.
Okay. Sounds good. Just have a couple more. Can't thank you enough for the time, Mike. I was curious, like when you were growing up, any other sports that you played besides football?
Yeah, I grew up a big baseball player.
Okay.
I played a lot of baseball. I really haven't been able to play baseball in high school yet because I got double shoulder surgery.
Oh, wow. Okay. So when did
So
that take place?
my freshman year I got it, and then my sophomore year summer. Sophomore year right after
Wow.
some. Yeah.
If you can just talk about that, if you want to mention, the recovery process and, just what that, time was like for you, Mike.
No, yeah, it was definitely like difficult. It was like so annoying. Like just destroyed my shoulder basically playing.
Mm.
But doctors did a great job of getting it back and it's still hanging there. So
Yeah. Okay. I mean, to make it come back from there, and then to succeed here, on the football field, I'm sure for you that's just
oh
it's a
yeah,
good
it's a
feel
great
moment,
feeling.
just like knowing how much work you put into that, Mike.
No, yeah, physical therapy. I was going a lot of physical therapy like twice a week.
Wow. Okay.
Strengthening my shoulder up again, and just being able to go through a full football season healthy.
That's great. Can't forget family, Mike. Your parents, of course, your brother. If you want to talk about the support that you received from your family, especially here at Riverdale, and then beforehand.
No, yeah, my family basically, especially my grandparents, they came to literally every single one of these games still. They still got tickets to come. My brother was coming home from college to come to every game basically. And my sisters, they were there. They showed face at a good amount of games also.
That's great. How many siblings besides your brother Joe?
I have 3 older sisters.
Oh wow, big family. So was sports always popular? Just growing up, Mike.
Yeah, it was very like we were very hectic for playing every sport basically.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. I wanted to ask. Oh, this is what popped into my mind is about running backs, whether it's in college or the NFL. Any one that you sort of look up to, or you try to like watch on a weekly basis here, Mike.
Um, I like really enjoy watching. I don't know. I got.
Put you on the spot.
I guess like Saquon Barkley. I'm a
Okay, all right,
huge
that sounds
Giants
good.
fan, so I enjoy watching him play.
That's great. And now you can see what Saquon's got his recovery process with his
Yeah.
knee now. And that's that. But I'm sure he's going to come back stronger than ever. Final question I had for you, Mike, is that uh, being a senior now, and you were able to pass down your knowledge, your experience to younger players, freshmen, sophomores, and you were there at one time learning, as you said, from the upperclassmen. And in addition, there are younger kids. I mean, of course, not this year, but so plenty of kids at football games, home games, throwing the football around. They're trying to figure out, okay, you know what? Am I really cut out for the game of football? Is this something I want to pursue and I want to be? And I got to commit to this. If I want to be good at it, I got to put in the time and the work. Just what your advice would be to those younger, kids and athletes.
Yeah, football is basically a job. Like you're doing it 7 days a week pretty much. So even in off season, you're probably doing it like 5 times a week with meetings and everything. So it's a very sport that everyone's like dedicated to, like enjoy to make like a second family kind of because you're spending so much time with these guys. And like the coaches also are like helping you out. And they're bigger than coaches. They're also like mentors kind of
Mhm.
like showing us ways like how they went through it also. So it's like it's a unique sport, unique team sport also.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I was going to ask you. What makes the game of football so special? Because it is a true brotherhood, and the relationships carry on. It's just not here in high school, Mike. It's college and beyond. I wanted to ask you that in closing. Again, you probably touched on it a little bit, but just what makes the game so much so special.
Yeah, we had 24 seniors and like
Yeah.
we're all very close to each other. Like we weren't like separate friend groups or anything. Like
Hmm.
we were all like one and I think it showed on the field because we all gelled together well and
Hmm.
we all like played as one. Like it wasn't anyone was playing selfish.
All right, sounds good, Mike. Hey, I can't thank you enough for the opportunity to interview you. So representing, the football team, River Dell High School proudly, and wishing you continued success. I said, heading into next year.
Yep. Thank you.
Thank you.